I'm in Paradise right now. I'm north of Perry Sound, in between Perry Sound and Sudbury, in a town called Britt. My buddy offered me two cabins. There's one there, and then a little cabin here on the water with the dock, the boat, canoes, paddle boat, motor boat, fishing gear, chainsaws. I didn't have to bring nothing. No blankets at all. I did bring my own blankets though, and pillowcases and sheets. All running water, hydro. My son and my nephew are in the big cabin over here, and I'm in the little one, and I'm just loving it. I wish he could have came up. I asked him if he was coming up. He goes, "No, man, but you can go up there with your son and his buddy." So I got another buddy of mine. He's on his way. He left. I told him what I got going on. He said, "Can I come?" I said, "I don't give a shit." So he left a few hours ago. So he's on his way up here, and I'm gonna try and do some videos for you guys up here on YouTube. What a beautiful place on the Georgian. The Magnatawa River is right here. You can see the boats, and it feeds out to the Georgian Bay. What a beautiful spot. Beautiful. It's dark out right now, but quiet, I'll tell you. I'm a city folk. I haven't had this quietness in a long time. Show you this is a little cabin. I might break off here. And I went in the big cabin, and he said, "The keys to the other cabin's over there." I came in the little cabin. I said, "I'm staying in the little cabin, man. All to myself. My own bathroom, 2 bedrooms. Well, till my buddy gets here, he gets this room. The bunk beds. I told Paul, PDS Paul, to come up and let's do some fishing. Yeah, you can't be. Oh, this is my room. I'll go take a little walk. Hopefully, I'll break off here. I'll show you the joints. But look, I got the fire going. I got my Caesar in my hand. I went and seen David Doyle, a guy I met here on. He was on the Rick Walker show. Really nice guy. Brought him up some vegetables, some other goodies. Very appreciative guy. Very nice guy. And I promised him, I said, "I'll come up and see you." And a lot of people say that online, see you, but I can't believe how many people, just for a coffee, that I go up and I meet people. I met PDS Paul, I met Johnny, Anasty, David Doyle, people online, right? And David, he's 6-7 hours from where I live. I went about an hour and a half out of my way to see him, but it was well worth it. I'll show you. Look at the deck here. Tomorrow's going to be good, very good to watch. What's up, son? On YouTube, yeah. Want to say hello? Okay, so this is his cabin, him and my nephews. And it was for free. Thanks, Tom. And Tom and Aaron, good friends. He's been bugging me for 25 years to come up here. And I've always been hesitant. I don't want to. But we don't have to bring nothing, really, just the food. Hey, D. So, yeah, I didn't have to bring nothing. That's a stereo, eh, for outside.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, it's for outside?
Yeah, man.
Oh.
Like the tunes will blare outside.
Wait, and we can Bluetooth connect to that.
You can Bluetooth.
Have music playing.
So, yeah. And the Canadian flags here. That's the Magnatawa River. You can see the houseboat. He gave me the keys to all this, man. All I had to do is bring food. And I probably didn't have to do that. There's food in the fridge when I got here. But I did. I bought a lot of food. Don't bury bodies beside the property. No. We'll be good, Andy. But it's so quiet here. You know, living next to Detroit, 2 miles from downtown Detroit. This is a quietness in nature. I can't wait till tomorrow. I'll go to YouTube Live. I'll show you guys. Because definitely I'm going to go pull a fishing license and see if I'm as good as fishing as I am for gardening. And I know I could fish, and I know I can garden. And I hear there's a lot of salmon in this prick. And I want some salmon. But what a great weather. Can you guys hear all right? But you can't beat the price of this. People pay. Well, my wife just went to northern Michigan with her girlfriends, and they all sat there in northern Michigan, and they paid to go to northern Michigan for a cabin. I'll just show you the rooms, the bathrooms, bedrooms, all cedar, 3 bedrooms, and only 2 kids over here. Well, they're not kids. You guys ain't kids anymore. Can you get me a Caesar, son? Please?
I ain't sure beyond you might get banned.
No. Are you rolling one of those? You rolling one of those big bad boys for Uncle Leo? Hey? Hey, say hello. Say hello. Say hello, YouTube. So this is it, you know. This is life. He said, take it as long as you want. Well, I'm off till the 3rd. I have court on the 3rd. And I think I'm going to stay here till the 3rd. I don't know what my wife's going to say, but I really don't care. She's going to be stuck with me anyways if I get house arrest for 6 months, 9 months. But I need some decompression time from work. And I'm getting it right here, guys. And this property goes way back. Huge. Huge property. Yeah, didn't you have to bring a chainsaw? It's all in the garage. Whatever you need, man, it's here. Running water, hot water, cold water. Stoke the fire. Didn't have to bring firewood, and I got all kinds of it at my house. Jake, don't party too hard. No, you know what? I'm going to take it easy and live day by day up here. And there's a fox that comes around. He said, bring some hot dogs. I said, for what? He said, there's a fox that will come and eat out of your hands. I said, yeah, right. He said, bring the hot dogs. You'll see them in the morning. So I'm going to feed this fox. I'm going to videotape me feeding a wild fox. He said, it's mangy as fuck, but it's a fox, right? Art Kindness. This is the town of Britt, in between Sudbury and Perry Sound. And I took the long way. I left at 8 o'clock in the morning with my kids, and I had to stop because we got the best corn in the world, by the way, where we're at down in Windsor, Ontario. So I had to wait for Lafferty's to open. It was 9 o'clock in the morning. I wanted a few dozen corn. And we went up to Angus, where my brother's, he owns a house there, but he's stationed at Camp Borden for the last 33 years with the military. And we went up there, and kids went swimming in the heated swimming pool up there in his yard, and him and his wife cooked the steaks, and I brought the corn. I picked him a watermelon out of my garden. He's like, shit, look at the size of these watermelons. And I said, yeah, they're not the same as the ones you get in the store, not even close, because I was at Walmart today, and I walked by, looked at the watermelons. I said, fuck, there's something wrong. They look sick. What's up? No, you're coming over here. Join the party, boy. Get over here with Uncle Leo. So the boys ain't little boys anymore. They're all in their 20s. But they'll always be boys to me, right? So these watermelons at Walmart, fucking sick looking, man. Not even close to what I'm growing. Like mine are fucking, they got the color and everything, man. So be very careful what you eat. And then promised a guy, David Doyle, I met on Maverick, and we talk and chat this and that. And he's on my Facebook. We're always fucking around with the gardens. And I said, I'm going to come up and see you. And you know how many people say that? You know, unless you're in the same town and you meet online and you go for a coffee and shoot the shit, right? And you're chatting with people day in, day out, right? But he's about an hour and a half out of my way. So, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to meet the guy. I'm going to bring him some vegetables from my garden and fuck, right? And that's what I did. And he's in a town called Bracebridge. Very nice town. It's the home of Santa Claus, by the way, if you didn't know that, Bracebridge. And yeah, it was pretty good to see him. And then we got up here a couple hours ago, and my son went into the big cabin and he unloaded everything and made his bed and everything else. And I said, give me the keys. I'm going to go check out the little cottage. I looked in the little cottages. They went over there and said, oh, man, I would have stayed in the little cottage. Well, you guys are all unpacked now. I'm staying in the little cottage. But I was hoping PDS would have came up because he's a fisherman, right? It's always good to have an angler with you, and it helps your angle of angling when you have somebody that knows what he's doing when it comes to fishing, right? And he knows the backwoods here very well, right? And he'd have a great time. I told him you could have that cabin right behind us right here. Come on up, you and your wife. We'll go fishing. We got all kinds of food here, but yeah, I was hoping he could. But I have the access to these anytime I want now, so after house arrest, whatever, maybe I'll get some ice fishing in. Maybe I might not even get house arrest, who knows? Maybe I might get a Medal of Honor, 2 Purple Hearts, and the Congressional Medal of Honor. I highly doubt that. Hey, Jake, are you watching? Art of Kindness, is this spotty at all, this video? I'm surprised I'm getting reception here. Go down Droulard, I'll always catch a fish. Oh, yeah. If you like crabs. I like this, Sonny. Is this a little quiet, eh? I haven't heard quietness like this in a long time. It's good not to hear the machines running, Jake. Did you get that job done on Parpus 1? Did you pull it off? Is it all ready to go out for heat treat? Or do I got to worry about it? I set you up pretty good before I left, kiddo. All you had to do is press the green button, change some inserts. But listen to the quietness. I don't know if you can see the stars because I got the... But once I turn the lights out here, shit. I haven't seen stars like this in a long time. You don't see this in the city. I did. The next job's up. And I took a plate off on... You're doing plate work on the Parpus? Damn. Big plates, little plates? Aluminum, steel? You're putting the FCS holes and tapping them in it, aren't you? And here's a kid. Let me speak about Jake since we got a few people watching. Jake the Gamer is my apprentice at work, and he started, I don't know, 3 years ago. He didn't have a license. He was working at Taco Bell. If he's lucky to get 2 days a week at Taco Bell. So working with me, the kid's got his license, bought a car, already paid it off, crashed it, then got the insurance money, and then went another 10 grand into another car. He'll have 2 cars paid off for in fucking 3 years. And he's making bank with Uncle Leo. He calls me Uncle Leo. And I'm his teacher. Whenever Jake has a problem, I'm the guy who solves that problem. Right, Jake? And there ain't no problems I can't solve because I've seen it all in this trade. 33 years in this trade, boy. I've seen the people that can try and pull a fast one on me, too. I like to say work hard, play hard. Absolutely, buddy. No, I'm proud of you, bud. Really, I am. Because a lot of people didn't think you would succeed. And I said, oh, yeah, well, if he's under my watch, if he fails, then I fucking fail because I ain't doing my fucking job. And that's what it's all about. Take responsibility. Don't you smoke that thing. Look at that. Look at that bad boy. Those are raw papers.
They're not wrong. They are.
Is that my weed? Get that away from me.
What other weed do I get
You
for
kids are
God's
going to
sake?
kill me with that stuff.
Oh, but then you smoke a cigarette.
You smoke a cigarette.
You're worried about the wrong things killing you.
Be the arrow. Whereabouts are you living? You're living up here somewhere, up near North Bay, right? Just past North Bay? The arrow. Railroad. All the way from fucking northern Alberta. You get all this peace and quietness, what I'm suffering for, what I'm experiencing right now. You get this on the daily up there, eh? I'm on the water. Tomorrow I'm going to show you guys some videos. Yeah, 27 kilometers from Kirkland Lake. And I almost, you know what? You're another guy that I'm going to come and fucking meet. I promise you on that one. You know what I mean? I am going to come up there. Ladner, you know where Ladner is? I was invited up there this weekend, actually, too. A buddy of mine said I could stay in his trailer, and that's pretty close to you, Ladner. So if I was going to make that journey, 100%, I might as well fucking go the full distance and come and see you. I know Kirkland Lake's a little farther than Ladner, but so is David Doyle. And I'm glad to go see him. How's the day? Day's good, man. You just got to the live. Yeah, you're gonna want to go back. PDS Paul, I offered him to come up here because he's an angler. He likes to fish, and I like to have an extra angle when I'm fishing. And that's the guy that really knows what's going down, right? And Arrow knows how to fucking fish too. No, I'm gonna be up there for sure. A family member of mine bought 100 acres up there recently, and he's building cabins and stuff on his property, and he's got trailers there right now, right? And he's like, anytime. And I've been feeding him wood from my work, right? Whenever I get 4x4s or 6x6 posts, and he's using that, right? He's got a saw. He cuts everything down himself, right? Really good guy, Johnny. And they also have 100 acres up in Tobermory, and I was going to go that way too. But I'm glad I came this way. Yeah, fishing to use as easy as walking. I learned fish before I could walk. Actually, I believe it. A lot of dads out there do that with their kids, right? My dad used to bring us up north here and fish with us. And yeah, that's how I learned how to fish, was from my dad and my brothers. But it's nice to have somebody that knows, yeah, there's salmon in the waters here, and you know how to get them, correct? You know which lures to use, which bait. Caesar's pleasers. But definitely, you know what? I might come up. We'll see where we are at the end of my rope here with this sentencing on the 3rd. But ice fishing, yeah, you know the spots to do that. And I like to ice fish. You're not going ice fishing?
I would love to go ice fishing.
You'd love to? This is the spot to do it right here. This Magnetawa River. JJ, bet you could fish off that dock right there. Oh, yeah, right now I could, yeah. But we're just settling in here in the last couple hours, and I had a lot of shit to do. Like I said, my brother, military guy, 33 years in the military. We both joined at the same time, by the way. I went the other way with Tool and Die. Or who knows where I'd be either in a box from Afghanistan or Somalia or Cambodia. You guys been all over the world. Iraq. He's now a master warrant officer, which is a high rank for a non-commissioned officer. He makes great money, does well, but I'm proud of him. He's my brother, and he's a fucking hero, plain and simple. He's lost a lot of friends along the way, that were doing what. And we talked about Afghanistan today, and I said, what a fucking, in the end, what a fucking waste. And he agreed 100%. Biden packed up the way that he did, and he left the billions and fucking billions of armaments there, okay? He left the fucking enough weapons to fucking make the Canadian Army look like a joke, right? And, my brother's, like, as a tank commander, he's lost a lot of fucking people from IEDs along the way. And he had a picture of a guy on the wall. I said, what's this about? He goes, he's actually North Bay Area. If you ever see a transport truck with the picture of a soldier on it, okay, that was a guy in his unit. And what happened was they had a problem with their tank. So my brother said, take my tank. So they took my brother's tank, and they got IED'd, and 4 people died in that tank. So there's a truck with a mural on it of the fallen soldier. Yeah, my brother has a picture of him in the truck in the whole 9 yards. Sad story. But that's war. And I asked him, because he don't lie to me, how close are we to fucking World War III? And he laughed. He said, not even fucking close. We're not even close to even going to Ukraine or any of that shit. It's all propaganda. Okay, war's been going on forever in Israel and fuck the Middle East. Okay, and they use it as a scare tactics for politics. And that's been going on for a long time. So the Canadian Army, the American Army, I can't speak for them. Neither can he. He said the Canadian Army, it ain't going to happen. It's not going to fly. And that's a good thing. So you see podcasters out there saying, oh, they're going to draft our kids to join the military. And this, like, fuck they are. Not even happening. That's a bunch of bullshit. And that's coming right from somebody who would know. Because he's in the middle of it, right? It's his business. Listen how quiet it is. The only one making noise. Do you have a fan on in there, Leo?
Yeah.
That's what I hear?
Yeah.
Your window fan?
Yeah.
Jesus. JJ, no, yeah, you know what? I every time I see him, I thank him. I give him a kiss. He's my brother, right? And he's a fucking hero. Not that he wanted to be. He was forced to. But he signed up for the military, and once you're in that, you go where you're told. You take your orders, right? And you do what you're fucking told, plain and simple. It's called ask, listen, and do what you're told. But he's at a rank right now where he's the one calling the shots for his unit, right? I think the next rank ahead of him would be a non-commissioned officer, would be the highest one you could get is a chief warrant officer. Yeah, the chief. He's like God on the battlefield. The master warrants just like a god. Yeah, it sucks they only get remembered one day of the year. Should be remembered every day. They're doing something. Yeah, you're right. A lot of people don't have the balls to do, Jake. I do. I would have made a fucking fine soldier, but I went the other way. I went into crime. And I made a fine fucking criminal, too. Hey?
Till you didn't.
Till I didn't?
No.
Well, you know what? I'm not glorifying it. This is my son. I'm not glorifying it at all. But I did what I had to do, and fucking at the time, believe me. When it comes down to feeding my kids, doing whatever I had to do. I fucking did it, man. So fishing here is way better in the summer. Ice fishing is very hit and miss. Ice can be 5 feet thick. Yeah, I experienced that when I was in Ottawa for that convoy shit. And it was so fucking bloody cold out. I haven't felt coldness like that since 1989 when I was working in a gold mine in Timmins. Now, the warmest place in Timmins was 1,800 feet at the bottom of that fucking gold mine. As you came to the surface, minus 30 degrees, minus 40 degrees. I've never felt anything like that in my life. And then Ottawa was a wet cold. It was brutal. Art Clark, evening, man. A few people on here. Nice and quiet. You guys are going to want to see a video. I'm going to do it tomorrow. So do not share this on Facebook or anything. I told my wife I wouldn't do Facebook, but I'll do YouTube all day long. Facebook's too close to home. How do I think I'll do in court? It's always hit and miss with the courts with me. Like, I've been told stories by lawyers, oh, you're only going to get a fine, and I walk in and I get fucking 16 months incarcerated, right? So it's always hit and miss. You know, you pay the lawyers, you know, they tell you what they want. They don't want you to be in fear, and I'm not in fear. I'd just be honest with me, right? Like, I've had my good lawyer that I have now, he told me once upon a time, hey, I can't help you out. Hey, Leo, text your mom and tell her Tom didn't make it yet. He's on his way. That Tommy didn't make it yet. He's on his way. Just tell her I'm doing a YouTube. So it's always hit and miss when it comes to courts, but I got a good lawyer that, you know, just be straight up. And he said, Leo, I can't help you out. So what do you mean? He said, one time, he said, the courts want a year. You're going to jail for a fucking year, and there's nothing I could do about it, really. I said, well, thank you for the honesty, right? And that goes a long way. Don't bullshit me. I'm going to give you my money, regardless. Oh no, Art, they already offered a fine. It was $100,000, and it went to 50, then it went to 25, then it went to 10. And I said, listen, honestly, I don't have 10 cents to fucking give them. I gave it all away. So, you know, 10 grand, that's a lot of groceries, man. So we're at the point right now, now they're saying, well, how about a conditional sentence, possibly up to 9 months house arrest? I think I'm going to change my address to here, out in the middle of fucking nowhere. But I work for a living, right? And I work a lot of hours, and that's all proven. We got apps at work, right, where we punch in with the apps, shows how many hours I'm working, how much money I'm making fucking per year, how much taxes off the app, right, I pay. So is it worth it in the community's best interest to put me in a cage? Paul, you're going to want to watch the beginning of this. So we'll get back to Paul in a second. Is it in the best interest of the community to put somebody who's been on bail for 6 years for this crime? 6 years on bail, and I haven't breached, you know, law abiding, more or less. I'm an activist, and, you know, activists will go as far as fucking putting themselves in cages for what they really believe in, and I'm one of those guys. RV. So back to Paul. Paul, yeah, the campfire, Paul. I showed the cottage, the little cottage. I offered it to Paul. He's on here. You come on up, but he's got to work. And I wanted Paul because Paul's an angler, and I want to go fishing, and I need an angle. And Paul would be the best angle because he knows what's in these fucking waters, and he's got the lures, and he's got all the rigging. I got the boat. I showed the boat here. Tomorrow I'm going to do a video of the place, the 2 cabins again. And but yeah, this little one would have been perfect for you and your wife. Come up, it's free. You can't beat it. And he met Tom. I was talking about people that I met on the internet, and I'm a man of my word. If I say I'm going to fucking meet you, I'm coming to meet you. I met David Doyle tonight for the first time. I went all the way to Bracebridge, which is about an hour and a half out of my way. But you know what? I said I'm going to do it, and I brought him some tomatoes, the Portuguese big tomato there, Paul. I brought him some of them, so he's got seeds for next year. And I brought him some tomatoes to eat, some cucumbers out, and some peppers out of my garden that I picked this morning, and some other things I'm not going to say on here. But I hooked him up, and yeah, fucking great guy. And when I say I'm going to meet somebody, I'm going to come and meet you. I met Johnny. I met Anasty. I met her husband. I met fucking you, Paul. I went to Toronto. You met us in Toronto. And you met the guy who owns these two properties right here. Well, it's one property, one huge fucking property, by the way, with the cabins.